After President Trump decided to lift sanctions against Syria and is trying to get the country and its new president to join the Abraham Accords, Syrian Jews are now seeing an opportunity to return to their home country. A delegation of 4 Syrian Jewish Americans traveled to Damascus, and joining us now is one of them, Joseph Jajati, who is joining us from Damascus. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Very, very exciting, I imagine, being there at this time. What were your first impressions when you started going in 2018 compared to now?
Well, so for me, it was, visiting my ancestral home, being able to see where I was born and how my parents used to live and stuff. So that was very interesting for me. And, I like the culture, the heritage, and actually, recently, I see the pictures over here.
Mm-hmm.
I had the pleasure to meet with a lot of people who are actually kind of in charge of the Jewish sites, and they're holding the keys to all the synagogues. And as you see, they were so nice to welcome us. They brought us into the synagogue. So it was very positive. Even like 2 months ago, we came as a delegation as well. And there was a Jewish rabbi that was here, and he was walking around with his kippah the whole time.
Wow.
People were actually very happy to see that. Right where I was sitting, actually, people were coming here, stopping him, saying, "Hey, can I take a picture with you?" So, all these things, it's a very positive sign. And people are actually very hopeful, and they all want peace. I'm here with the people. I see what everyone's saying, what people think. They're done with the war. They just want peace. They're actually very happy to see the Jews returning. So it's a lot of positive signs, actually.
Yeah. Joseph, as I mentioned at the top of this interview, we know that President Trump just said that he's going to lift sanctions against Syria. Obviously, there are hopes of re-entering Abraham Accords conversations. So as a business person, and knowing that many of the Syrians are business people, I imagine do you foresee an opportunity there?
Of course, yes. Actually, we see a lot of opportunities, and we're hoping, we can start something. I'm actually trying to do something for the Jewish community. Maybe, if we open a kosher kitchen, so when people return, they have somewhere to come and eat. So besides that, as business, there's a lot of business opportunities. Actually, already I had some American friends that reached out to me and said, hey, try to see if there's anything that we can do. And a lot of people are actually very interested in getting connected again with Syria.
Yeah. Well, I also know how strong and united the Syrian Jews throughout the diaspora, remain with a real, connection to the land. From seeing the people there, you're saying people want peace, but do you think, would it be possible to rebuild a community there, over the next 10 plus years if things continue on a positive path in the country?
To rebuild the community of living here, I don't really see that, to be honest. But at least there's some positive vibes from the people, from the new government. So if people wanted to, I'm sure they could. But it's something we can only really tell in the future. But it's a good thing that at least there's the option to now. Because for the past 15 years, that was an option, yes.
Right, of course. And also, you say you were born there, which I imagine is very rare. How old were you when you left? Was it something your family had to flee, or was it a more methodical decision?
No, it was my family in specific. Actually, we were one of the last families to leave Jewish families to leave Damascus. So it wasn't that we were forced to leave, but, most of the Jews left, so we weren't able to practice the religion as normal. There was no rabbis, no kosher meat. If people needed to get married, they needed Jewish women. So everyone left, really. So that's why they left at the time.
Right. Also, you mentioned visiting the synagogue. It's a very impressive synagogue, one of the oldest in the world, destroyed during the war. What's it like? I mean, the interior seems like it's intact. I mean, can it be rebuilt, or is there real structural damage?
So the El French synagogue, which is in the heart of the Jewish quarter, no, that one's actually, it's intact, and it's full of Torah scrolls inside. So no, and that one, it's good. But however, we had the Jobar synagogue, which is famous for Eliyahu Hanavi synagogue in Jobar. that one is actually completely destroyed. Like it's all rubble. And, that one's going to take a lot of effort. And the truth is we need all the Syrian Jews. And it's not even just the Syrian Jews. It's a very holy and like big place for all the Jewish people, Eliyahu and Navi. So I think we all need to put our hands together to rebuild this effort.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Joe, for joining us, and pretty cool that you're there and you're talking to us.
Thank you.
Who would have thunk?
Thank you so much. Yeah, no, I think now the future is looking bright over here, and we're hoping for the best. We see a lot of positive things, so hopefully all will be well.
Amazing. Thanks again.